Jobs Summit has kicked off. The aim is to bring together public and private sector stakeholders and community organizations to enable them to explore innovative ways of creating employment opportunities for I.K.S graduates. The Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Blade Nzimande, Dr. Blade Nzimande, is expected to deliver the keynote address at the summit. It has started. Let's take you there now live.
Has different sources, origin from young and old nationals. These are the people inside the country. Or origin from non-nationals in Africa. So someone from another country can come and bring indigenous knowledge of their original countries into the African continent. For example, a German person like me, I know how to make Thüringer sausages, which is an indigenous meat processing technique. I could come bring it to Africa, and then it's origin from non-national in Africa. Or origin from Africans who are in the diaspora. So there are different sources of indigenous knowledge. The technology transfusion mechanism, including movement of goods through international trades, movement of capital, inward and outward foreign direct investment, movement of mostly young people through migration, travel and foreign education of students and workers, international research collaboration, mostly experienced people, and integration of global value chains to benefit from foreign technology transfer. Now, the innovation pathways use innovative and advanced technology development to solve current challenges, self-development. Youth and researchers working together to develop innovations, partnership. Individuals and researcher teams become innovators and developing their own products, innovator push. Hackathons is a system of stimulating innovation among students and researchers. This is the innovation push. An example is the community-based youth innovation and advanced technology development. Empowering situation. Older knowledge holders have a robust system of interaction, knowledge acquisition, knowledge transfer to the younger generation. The upper picture, you see a blacksmith where an elder and a younger person working together. The resources are available within the community environment, and the technology tools needed are simple and mostly manufactured or bought locally. Use-based innovation, supporting situations. Now, the demand of new technology is growing. Modernization shift of desire. Affordable and easy accessible for rural populations. Cultural appropriate. Need low investment in production of raw material and processing. Inhibiting situation, institutional. Insecurity about legal framework of innovation protection. Access to technical advisory service. These are the innovation incubation services. Access to basic technology and equipment is limited or no existence for the innovator to actually actualize their innovation. Environment for learning and practice from different world views, including peoples with no formal training have access to universities and innovation centers. So in some cases the limit, the innovator is there, but because it has no papers, cannot access the innovation incubator. Personal characteristics. Individualistic behavior among knowledge holders and innovators can hinder the innovation to develop further. Youth are not interested in taking on the profession, influenced by interest of quick gain and migration to cities. That is where you can have the generation gap between the old and the young, where the old has the knowledge and the young are not interested in taking on. So the knowledge custodian, for example, do not share proceeds with the direct engaged person. So there's another challenge that I have observed that, for example, when the traditional healers who get income and has a young son or daughter in the training, which is often in form of a parentship for 5 to 10 years, because the parents do not provide financial incentive to the youth, and yet youth, beside learning a skill, they also need to have money to actually start creating their own family, have their own personal needs. But because in some parentship positions, the elder people are hesitant to give wealth or income to the younger ones. And this is one of the issues why some young people are interested in going to the city and have a cash labor instead of learning the trade of the older, of their parents or grandparents. So, young innovator and researchers innovating together. The knowledge gaps can be filled with researchers' knowledge. So when you have an innovator on one side and then the innovation process has gaps, it can be filled by researchers or technical experts. Then reducing the labor need to make it more attractive to the youth, for example, through mechanization, and increased continuous standards of the products and make the innovation more user-friendly. For example, in herbal medicine, in some cases, the medicine will be given fresh fruit as a beverage, which can only be kept for maximum a week. Now, to make this more attractive, also to reach a wider market, when the product is further developed to be maybe more concentrated in a small bottle as a syrup or a tincture, then it can be sold to a wider market and it's more user-friendly, less bulky, and can be kept for longer. So how can we support the young innovators? And one is through joint project, providing technical input to bring the products to the next level. Testing the products, proof of concept for a wider audience. That's the next level. Then increasing trust of the product by non-community members. Like reaching the urban and regional market. And this is done through having the product further developed to make it compliant with the customer's needs. Solving challenge in accessing raw material by increasing mobility and on-farm domestication of medicinal plants, for example. And learning exchange with other I.K. holders and researchers. What could be the inhibiting situations? Institutions are hesitant of incorporating new ideas outside their framework. For example, providing access to their systems by people without formal training or certification. Donor projects intervention usually support expansion of proven concepts of technology. For example, the treadle pump is a small technology. Then supporting the development of innovative ideas. So there is a funding gap from idea generation to prototyping and proof of concept. So these elements of innovation is usually underfunded. Investors would like to take only the technology to then make money, also business. They like to have it after proof of concept and a certain period of sale so that we can see the pattern of sale, income on business, income cost, and see how the market responds, and we can expand the business by investing. So that's what I say, the proof of commercial concept we need to. Then upscaling, usually this is easier to get investor for upscaling than for reaching the level before upscaling. So what can be done is also that individuals become their own innovators by providing accessibility to research laboratory for the young peoples and also accessing technicians and fellow professionals. Time for innovation as employed researcher can focus on research. So if an innovator has like a stipend or kind of funding to actually concentrate on innovation instead of working somewhere and then doing the innovation as a hobby, there needs to be a funding mechanism that the innovator is able to concentrate fully on the innovation instead of looking for other activities to get an income to cover their life. Also working in a stimulative environment and exposed to other research and innovation so that the people can co-create and also share their experience in a team. And this is happened, for example, in an innovation incubator. So the supporting, how to support, interest shown by institutions, very important that the institutions are interested, the incubator in the innovation, provision of platform for sharing ideas to the wider audience, having conferences and exhibitions, and providing institutional framework for attracting funds. So it's very important. Without funds, it's hard to further attract the youth to do the innovation. Usually, a challenge is the willingness to invest in providing the concept. So, from the innovation, prototype to clinical field testing, proof of concept. This is usually an underfunded aspect. Universities have no innovation or business development department or center with financial support. It's coming in now that some universities have innovation and business development department or centers, but that is also of recent. Individual level, innovators sometimes hesitate to open up to joint venture. And innovators may or may not be business people. So they need to work in teams so that the innovation becomes an entrepreneurship, and also working with social scientists or business depending on what is their background. So examples of indigenous innovations in Uganda, we have the Safe Jacket, that is a medical tool to save children by having pneumonia detection. That is an easy to use tool for detecting pneumonia. The second one is making charcoal briquettes out of organic waste material. Banana juice from cooking banana. Cooking bananas are plenty available in Uganda. And juice is usually done from the sweet banana, which are more rare and more expensive. A similar juice can be produced by using an indigenous technique to ripen and then make from cooking banana. This is the matoke in Uganda, to make banana juice. And also creating textile from banana fibers from the stem of the banana after harvesting, and also bark clothes. That is a tree bark fiber. So these are natural occurring products, and textile has been created. The indigenous and foreign combination is a joint project and Barrow University has developed with an American university an augmented infant resuscitator. This is a tool for providing air to small infants, and it can be operated by a lay person because it has a display that you don't pump too fast, too little, too much. So everything is on the screen and someone can quickly learn how to use it and then use it on infants. Some semi-trained medical professionals. And then precision 3D printing and electronic integration. That is, for example, done in America, and that product is now ready for commercialization, and it was sold to a large company in the US for commercialization. So here the institutional innovation framework. So we have the support system, governments, parastatal regulators, institutions, and subsidies. And we have actors. These are the innovators, the incubators, universities, companies, and funders. Now, you have on the left side the indigenous technologies and external technologies. And through participative problem and innovation identification, this can be done by community outreach and community level innovation camps. And this will be then transferred to the incubation system, which is in the middle part, the yellow. And the output of this innovation system are products, services, and processes to entrepreneurs and spin-off companies, or expertise, skills, and practice to experienced and exposed practitioners and scientists, so people can get knowledge. That is a generative innovation framework. We have the identification, the pre-incubation, recruitment, hosting and service, and post-incubation procedure. Recommendation for innovators: establish innovation hubs at major universities and technical vocational learning centers. There are mainly two ways to attract youth, that is in universities, but also the technical vocational learning centers are important for accessing the youth who do not access higher education, also university level learning. Integrate innovation process into school curricula and organize inter-school level innovation fairs. So this is on primary and secondary level, but the students already get an idea on the innovation processes and can start thinking of innovation even before they graduate. Provide relevant scholarships to sons and daughters of innovators to advance parents' innovation. In situ development, closing the generation gap. So, for example, you have traditional healers, Sangomas in South Africa, and you can support the indigenous practice of medicine by providing.
All right, there you go. An Indigenous Knowledge Systems Jobs Summit underway. It brings together public and private sector stakeholders and community organizations to explore innovative ways of creating employment opportunities for I.K.S graduates. According to a statement, a number of I.K.S courses are offered in South Africa's higher education system, and many students are graduating but are failing to find employment in this sector. So this summit will explore potential roles for I.K.S graduates in the working environment, and stakeholders will be given a platform to pledge work opportunities, while graduates will get an opportunity to market themselves. So I guess a great platform in terms of job creation. We do understand, we just mentioned that the Minister Blade Nzimande was going to address the summit. We understand that's happening tomorrow, not today, tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So we will wait and hear what the Minister has to say with regards to that. Let's just remind